Looking forward to tonight.
I know y'all are having an outstanding season thus far, but let's go ahead and get the bad out of the way. You told me earlier today that y'all lost last night.
We took one on the chin last night. Loudon, we led pretty much the whole way, and the first time they took the lead was with 0 seconds on the clock. They made a buzzer beater, 3 at the buzzer to win by 1. So tough night for us last night, and our guys are upset and want to get ready for Friday night. We got a big game at Scott High, so just another lesson. We're trying to get ready for the postseason, and Loudon's got a good basketball team, really well coached. Came into our place and played really well last night. So just one of those learning process things, and hopefully it'll help us moving forward.
So it was a buzzer beater?
Oh yeah, 3 in the corner, over in the far corner, and Benny Hauser's son made it at the buzzer to beat us, and pretty much a walk-off. So tough night for us, but long season. We still got a couple weeks left, just trying to get ready for the tournament.
Right. I know Loudon's got a pretty good team as well. I know y'all came in. I saw the AP state rankings ran across them today, and it was for last week, and y'all were ranked number 2 in Class AA in Associated Press.
Yeah, it's been a while for the Yellow Jackets. It's always good to have our kids honored like that. Coach-wise, Coach Saban, I told our guys, Coach Saban at Alabama always says it's rat poison stuff, just paperwork that doesn't mean much, but it's an honor for our guys and our program, and a credit to our assistant coaches and all of our kids. So it's always been good to be recognized, but we just got to get ready for the next game, which is Scott High Friday night.
I think I noticed Loudon was in the top 10. I think they were like number 8.
Yeah, I think they come in at 7. Everybody off to a good start, and now it's crunch time. From here on in is when you really got to play well, and you got to be ready to play every night. So it was a great game last night. It should prepare us well for Friday.
Mm-hmm. I noticed the number 1 team was a high school, Houston. I'm not too familiar with them. Are they out of West?
Yeah, they're out
Tennessee?
west. Jackson Southside, I know, was up there. I saw them. They're perennial AA state contenders. So that list is awesome. It's just early on, just like any other ranking, college football or whatnot. Early on rankings, pretty much is something for people to talk about. And nothing to hang your hat on, just a little stepping stone along the way, and cool for our kids.
Mm-hmm. Right. Our guest tonight is Coach Naramore, the head coach of the Kingston Yellow Jackets. And Coach, if you would, tell everybody out there a little bit about yourself.
I'm a Kingston grad. I'm an 01 grad. Been there my whole life practically. Got into coaching there pretty quick. Played for Coach Nesbitt at Rome State, which is an honor. He's still in touch all the time. Just one of those guys that always helps. After that, got to coach with Eric Mitchell at White County High School in Sparta. Got to spend 2 years with him out there in that AAA league, which a whole lot of fun. A bunch of good teams in that league. That's back when Murfreesboro was in that league. Then I got real fortunate, man. Ricky Norris, who's been a buddy of mine for a little bit. Ricky was the head coach at Oak Ridge High at the time. Offered me to coach freshman with him, and I got to spend 1 year here at Oak Ridge High for him. And man, he's been one of those lifelong friends that's always took care of me. He's the guy I go to when I need help, coaching wise, and just turned into a really good friend. And actually, we got 2 6-year-olds that are 3 days apart now, so we hang out quite a bunch in Little League games. Got to hang out here in Oak Ridge for 1 year, being a freshman coach and assistant coach. Got hired when I was 23 years old at Loudon High School for 5 years. I got to be the head coach down there. Man, I got so many good friends down there, and everybody knows we lost Ronnie Roberts here last 2 weeks, longtime athletic director and a good friend of mine. We honored him last night at our game, but Loudon's been so good to me. A bunch of my lifelong friends are Redskins. I'm obviously a Kingston guy, but that place was real good, and I think this is my 9th or 10th year at Kingston. Just glad to be back, and I'm home, and this is where I'm going to be. These are my kids, and proud to be their head coach.
You wear a couple different hats at Kingston High School, athletic director and also assistant principal.
Yeah, last 3 years, I guess 3 years ago I started being athletic director, the assistant principal. I taught 3 biology classes. Was the head basketball coach, the assistant girls coach. This past year, and currently I'm the assistant at Cherokee Middle School there in Kingston. I'm the athletic director there and head basketball coach for the high school team.
So you're assistant principal at Cherokee
Middle? Yeah, Cherokee Middle now.
Okay. And also, when you left Loudon, what year was that?
That was eight years ago. I've got an 8-year-old, Trey. He's at home watching. When we knew he was on the way, the Kingston job came open, and some of my buddies wanted me to come back and Thin Man's a big buddy of mine that passed away in December. He helped me kind of bring me back home, and with a kid on the way and a wife that taught at Kingston Elementary School, with us living in Kingston, it just made sense. So 8 years ago, we come back and took over this program, and man, I had so many good kids. And it's just this year we're having a pretty good run, a good team, but over the past 8 years we've had a bunch of good kids, and this is it's part of their deal too. They're part of our program.
Right. You say you're a Kingston guy. You grew up in Kingston?
Oh yeah, I'm a lifer. Been there my whole life. I had to go to Tech to go to school for a couple years, but I've lived in Kingston my whole life. My wife makes fun of me because all my clothes are orange and blue. She tries to buy me new stuff every now and then, but pretty much everything has a K on it, and I don't leave town too often unless she makes me. So I'm a lifer there.
So when did you graduate from Kingston High School?
01. I'm an 01 graduate there. Got my second degree, my 2-year degree at Rome State with Coach Nesbitt. Finished up at Tech. About 6 years ago, ended up getting my master's in educational leadership to be a principal. So, I'm just now starting the admin career. It's my 4th year in that. So, when this coaching thing's over with, I'll have something to fall back on.
Our phone lines are always open if you have a question or comment for Coach Naramore. Coach, if you would, talk a little bit about your playing days at Kingston. You said you graduated in 2001, and what kind of success did you have
we
individually and team-wise?
Actually, we had a pretty good little run. Not so much individually myself, but I had a couple good players I got to play with. Josh Mount is a graduate of 01 too. He just a stud, man. 1,500 points. There's no telling how many rebounds. Jason Gibbons was a year below me. Just an unbelievable point guard. A couple of my best friends played with me. Wes Pickle and Jason White are 01 graduates. We had a good run. Ended up winning the district championship my senior year. I think we finished up 23-7. They've had a couple good runs since, but that's one of the better ones we've had in the last 20, 25 years.
Right. I know I'm a Clinton guy, and it's been a while since Clinton played Kingston. I remember back when I was in school, I was back in the late 70s. I remember coming down watching the Dragons play the Yellow Jackets there at Kingston, and in the old District 7 days, back in the early 70s, I can remember Kingston and Harriman and Lenoir City, just La Follette, a lot of schools like that. It was just a great district growing up watching the Yellow Jackets play.
Yeah, I think much of those programs you mentioned, those rural public schools have been doing this for a long time. There's good rivalries. We talked about last night with Loudon. Loudon and Kingston are two places that they're important to me, and I think those are two, rural public schools that try to do it right. They've got community support. Everybody backs their programs. In the fall we go to football and soccer, and in the winter we go to basketball. Spring we've got soccer, baseball, softball. It's just one of those things where it's a small town, and if the Jackets are playing, we try to show up and support.
Do you remember any of those players back in? I know that's before your time, but
oh yeah,
back in the late 70s. You might ring a bell if you mention a name.
Yeah, I can mention one real quick. Mike Snow, man, I hope he's watching. He's my middle school coach, and one of those guys you always look up to. And actually, this group of seniors, this is pretty cool. The group of seniors we have, we have 8 seniors. Those are the last kids that played for Coach Snow. Coach Snow coached at Cherokee Middle School for I don't know how long. He coached me, and he's coached this group of seniors. And, he's one of those late 70s guys that played at Kingston. He played alongside Austin Clark. Austin Clark is,
that's a good
played
one.
at Tennessee with Ernie and Bernie, and obviously he's one of those guys. He actually got to coach against him when I first year at Loudon. He was the head coach at Chattanooga Baylor, and we got to play him in a Christmas tournament, so it was a pretty cool deal. We've had all kind of Coach Sitzler I played for in high school. Greg Sitzler was a great player. The Ramers, the Kings, the Clarks. There's so many groups and last names at Kingston. The guys in the 70s and 80s. The Mazes came along in the 80s. We got a Raymer playing now. Gene Raymer coached and played. Jamie Raymer played. His son Colby's now playing. Corey, his middle son, there is playing too. So, Kingston's got a rich tradition. I think that's what we kind of hold our hat on. Is we're pretty competitive in every sport. If Kingston's going to play, we're probably going to be competitive. We're going to be, we're going to have our crowd support, and just part of what's fun about playing at Kingston.
All right, we're visiting with head coach of the Kingston Yellow Jackets, Coach Naramore, and right now we're going to go ahead and take our first break, but phone lines are open. We'd appreciate your call, so we'll be right back here in a few minutes. You're watching the Locker Room Chat.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Muncie Pharmacy is your locally owned hometown pharmacy. They accept most insurances, so why go to the large chain pharmacies when you get better customer service at Muncie Pharmacy? Have a special prescription that needs compounding? Muncie Pharmacy can handle those needs as well. Muncie Pharmacy has a drive-through for your convenience and offers free delivery in the Oak Ridge area. And don't forget the gifts that we have available for all occasions.
Here at Muncie Pharmacy, we take the time to know you and treat you like family.
At Earl Duff Subaru, providing exceptional customer service is what we do best, and we've got the awards to prove it.
We've been recognized as Tennessee's only 9-time winner of the Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. And again this year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. At Earl Duff Subaru, we're more than just a car lot. We're a retailer you can love and one that gives back to local causes. Check out our reviews and come to Earl Duff Subaru.
Take I-40 to exit 356 to our brand new location on Gallaher Road in Kingston, or see our online specials at duffsubaru.com.
At OEB Law, our home is your home. And your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. Giving back and helping out whenever needed. OEB Law is proud to be from East Tennessee. OEB Law feels like home.
Life is made of moments. Moments to share. Moments that are special. And those that are everyday. How do we meet these moments for over 2 million people across 23 counties in East Tennessee? We will meet them not as just a group of hospitals, but as one community of care. Because this is about you, and it's about time. Covenant Health. For every moment.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is your gift destination. Shop the new plush selection for that special someone. We have Bath & Body Works popular fragrances and custom gift baskets too. Live and Let Live has a wide selection of gift and home decor for any occasion, from yard flags to selected jewelry, plus much more. We have Big Orange giftware always available year-round. And don't forget to enjoy a soda fountain treat while you shop. Live and Let Live Drugstore, Gift Shop, and Soda Fountain in downtown Rockwood.
Welcome back into the locker room chat. Our guest tonight is Colt Naramore, the head coach of the Kingston Yellow Jackets boys basketball team. And Colt, Kingston is just it's a great place to live, and it's a great small town.
Yeah, I think so. You know, if you're a local guy, you like high school sports, and you know you can get to go watch everybody play. Like I said, all seasons. I think it's not just one of those schools that's a basketball school or a football school. You know, obviously our football program has been really good for a long time, but we just go support each other. Our coaches all get along. It's just one of those fun places to work. It's a fun place to live. Watts Bar Lake is awesome. Mm-hmm. You know, anybody that goes to Kingston in the summertime, everybody's going to see everybody on the lake. So, awesome place to live, awesome place to coach, awesome place to play. Just all around good deal.
That's what I was going to say. You got Watts Bar Lake there. You're not far from the river, I wouldn't say. And also some really good places to eat in town. It's just it's a small town, but there's just a lot there. I think it's a pretty impressive place. I've got some relatives from Kingston. My mom's sister lived there for years, and I've still got a cousin there living in Kingston. So it's just it's a good place.
I think my wife knows I'm not going anywhere, so I hope she likes it. She takes me out of the county every now and then, but most of us just try to stay local, and especially during the wintertime, we got basketball every night, so we don't get too far out.
Is your wife from Kingston?
Yeah, she's actually an 01 grad. She teaches 3rd grade at Kingston Elementary.
Go ahead and mention her name.
I better, yeah. Sarah's at home. She got the boys piled up. Trey and Tyson are sitting there watching. 8-year-old and 6-year-old, 2nd grade and kindergarten at Kingston Elementary. 2 future Yellow Jackets. They always get on my case about wanting to go practice and hit balls and shoot ball. And I don't know, it's just all I do. So I'm glad to be able to share it with him. I told somebody the other day I found something I like better than coaching. That's watching my two boys play. So I know when retirement's going to get me is when those two guys are playing every night.
So what's your son's name?
Trey's my 8-year-old. Tyson's my 6-year-old.
Tyson?
Yeah, Tyson.
Tyson.
He's probably tearing the house down as we speak right now, so hopefully they'll be awake when I get home.
Yeah, I was reading a little bit before I came down, and when you took the Kingston job in, was it 2012?
Yeah.
Y'all were expecting your first child, right?
Oh, yeah. Trey on the way there, and got there in December. Was actually playing Meigs County. Sammy Perkins is my good buddy at Meigs, and we didn't get to coach that night, so Trey got there, and, you know, it's, like I said, outside of coaching, that's my hobby. I like to play a little golf. I'm not good at it. What I do like is hanging out with two boys.
Phones lines are open. Give us a call. Question or comment for Coach Naramore. Coach, if you would, let's just talk about your team this year. Real outstanding team. What's your record right now?
12-4. Off to a pretty good start. You know, had a couple bumps in the road, but it's part of the deal. You know, these guys, we've got 8 seniors, 2 of which have been playing. You know, 2 of them started as freshmen. A lot of them have been playing for 3 years. I think the key to us is the group as a whole. We've got a couple of really, really good players, but we have depth. You know, I think this is what's cool about rural public schools is, you know, we got a couple good basketball players. We've got 3 football guys that contribute a ton. You know, Will Moore, Landon Diggs, Zane Ryans, 3 football guys that are excellent role players that just are fun to be around, are good kids. We have 2 baseball guys. You know, Chop's going to pitch at UVA Wise, Chop McAnally. We got Wyatt Heidel, who's started for a year and a half now at center. He's signed to play catcher at David Lipscomb. You know, when you have that, those role guys to support, you know, Harper Neal, who's been starting as a freshman. Brady Luttrell started as a freshman. You know, those are 2 basketball guys. Colby Raymer's a junior who's a unbelievable guard. You know, Harper, Brady, and Colby are those basketball guys, but they've got such a support system. We've also got 2 juniors, Wesley Morgan and Carson Donovan, that are just great dudes that support our team and come off the bench and practice every day. And, you know, I always talk about Wes being my go-to guy. He knows our system more than I do. So, you know, just an all-around group of guys. And we had a sophomore get to dress a little bit here recently. Jaden Dryman's going to be a good player for us. We've just got such a big senior class that it's going to be weird not having them around here next year.
8 seniors, right?
Oh, yeah, 8. It's tough. And, I think this is one thing that if anybody saw us play, or a huge credit for this thing happening is the parents of that group of kids. To keep that many kids together, you know, from 5 years old to seniors in high school, it's super tough. They've done an excellent job of just raising kids, teaching them how to be men, letting them be coached. And, you know, I just started this youth stuff with my boys. I see how tough youth sports are for that set of parents to keep those kids together for this long. Huge credit, and we're all getting the benefit of being able to watch these guys play this year.
You mentioned the youth sports. What are you involved with that in the youth? Are you coaching any of that? Or?
Yeah, I try actually to stay out of the way of the coaching. I really like to sit in the stands and watch my kids play. My boys are involved in baseball and flag football and basketball in Kingston. We actually have made a step in the right direction in basketball. We've changed our league in Kingston to a 3-on-3 league. So 6U, 8U, and 10U this year are now playing 3-on-3. And in my opinion, it's the best way to teach basketball. My boys have started playing 3-on-3 in Knoxville and in Kingston. So, you know, I'm involved. Baseball-wise, I'm usually assistant. Flag football, I just kind of hang out in the stands. But I try to tell everybody I coach for a living. I don't really want to coach on Saturday mornings, so I just get to go watch my guys play.
That's pretty interesting, 3-on-3. I'm not ever thought of that for the little kids, but that's a pretty good concept.
Yeah, it's you know, every sport, like flag football, I get played 7-on-7. Soccer, if you go to little leagues, it's small. Basketball, they just get more touches, they get more shots, they get more opportunities to score. we're having 6 and 8U games in the 30s and 40s, which, for a kid to score, it's just a huge deal. And we've divided up the teams pretty evenly, and everybody's having a good time.
Mm-hmm. That's really neat. I like that. Colt, if you would, go ahead and talk about the style. What's their all style of play at Kingston?
I guess everybody that's seen us play knows we have one gear. The only gear that works for us is fifth.
Wide open.
Well, it's wide open. When you got 3 guards, with Harper, Brady, and Colby, the best thing to do is give them space and let them play. I guess the term for us would be driving space. We just try to play in transition as much as possible. Coach K is my buddy at Rockwood, and he'd probably be honest about our defense and our rebounding, but it has gotten better. It seems like for us, the offense works when we defend and rebound. So that's kind of our deal every night is, are we defending, are we rebounding, is the ball moving? If those things happen for us, basketball usually goes in.
Y'all shoot a lot of threes?
Yes, probably to a fault sometimes.
Kick it in, kick it out?
I think we're a 3-point and layup team. I guess I always say layups, free throws, or 3-pointers. So I guess that's our style. The faster the game is, the better for us. We are learning slowly how to play in a slower game. It's definitely not our style, but it's something we're going to have to do. To move on in this region, we're going to have to win one of those 55-50 games. If it's 75-70, I like our chances. We got to find a way to make sure we win those 55, to 60 games, and that's something that we're running to do.
Mm-hmm. Talk about your district. Just talk about your schedule. I know y'all really. I've noticed you've amped up the schedule this year. Talk about your schedule you play.
Yeah, I think when District 4, I've been in District 4 my whole life, 13 years. Right now, it's currently Kingston, Scott High, Austin East, Fulton, and Alcoa. And this year, that district is as good as anybody's. At any point, any night, anybody can win or lose. So to prepare for that district, we up the schedule as best we can. Coach Green up here at Oak Ridge let us come back and play up here in a Hall of Fame game before their football players got back. Knox Central's home and home, South Dole home and home. We played York Institute last week. Went to Maryville's Christmas tournament. Coach Eldridge and I have been buddies for a long time. He let us play up there. Took a couple losses, but it was good for us. Jeff County and Maryville. Got to play Single A Hampton, who's a perennial Single A team. We just try to challenge ourselves every single night. And with the schedule, I think it's going to help us in the tournament.
Also, you had Central and South Dole on the schedule?
Oh, yeah. Knox Central and South Dole. Knox Central, my buddy Andy Hill's their head coach. He does a great job. They are long and athletic, and we got them at home, and hopefully we'll get to go back up there. This COVID thing, there's no telling, but you just, every night you got to play, and I want to make sure that if we don't play well, we don't win. I think that's the best way to get ready for the tournament. Now, I like it when we do play well and we do win, and that's what we shoot for every night.
Could you not get Coach Lockard at Clinton on the schedule?
Coach Lockard and I are huge buddies. We got to play golf together a couple times. Didn't work out this year, but going forward, I think that's something. They're close enough, and we can get up here pretty quick. So that's something we can look forward to going forward.
I know next year, TSSAA, they're going to 4 classifications, and not only in basketball but baseball, softball, and Clinton's schedule or region. It's going to change, or district, whatever you want to call it. But I know, talk about Kingston next year. Is that going to affect your all's
We have a
district?
big-time shift next year. We'll leave 4AA and go to 5AA. 4AA right now is us, Scott High, Austin East, Fulton, and Alcoa. We will move down to 5AA. It'll be Kingston, Loudon, Sweetwater, McMinn Central, Meigs County, and Tellico. So it's a big shift, a drastically different schedule. So looking forward to it, and looking forward to our young guys getting to participate in that league.
Right, they're playing some totally different schedule right there.
Oh yeah,
teams.
Totally different. It'll have a totally different look. The schedule we have this year and next year will be different.
And that's exciting. When you play in different schools. You've been in districts for years. Clinton's has not changed much, but next year I think Halls is going to remain, in our district in Anderson County. Then we're picking up Scott County. They're coming.
Scott County,
over.
I'm telling you right now, Jordan Jeffers can coach. He always has his team ready. Trey Morrow is a junior this year. That guy's an absolute stud. He is a future big-time Division I player and a good kid. We got a big game up there to play Friday night. Looking forward to that.
Okay. We got our first call of the night. Let's go ahead and take it. Locker room chat, you're on the air.
How about you one-time caller?
Well, go ahead, caller. You have a question or comment for Coach Naramore?
I do. I like his first name. How did your parents come about getting that name?
I'm not too sure on that one.
Colt, his first name's Colt.
Yeah, I'm really not too sure on that one. It's definitely unique, and I don't see too many of them. When I do hear that name, actually, one of my buddies from Kingston, Jits Walker's boy's name's Colt, and every time I hear somebody yelling for him, I always look up because nobody else has my name.
Mm-hmm. You have any other questions or comments, caller?
I do, caller. I want to ask you your opinion. Who's the new football coach going to be for Tennessee this year? Pruitt's out and old Philip Fulmer's out, thank God. And
Now, watch your mouth there now.
I got to vote for Coach Pankey and Coach Webb. We'll take the Roane County crew. Coach Pankey, Coach Webb for Tennessee.
Right, and throw Coach Keith in there and maybe Coach Gaddis and bring back Coach Chavis. I have no idea, caller.
What about Jason Witten? What do you think about that, caller?
Jason Witten? Somebody was telling me that, mentioned that his name today, but I haven't heard that officially. Jason Witten, he's never coached any that I know. I know he's still playing. He's still with the Raiders, I believe, right now. So possibly down the road, maybe, if he'd like to get into that. But it's troubled times over at Tennessee. Definitely is, with Coach Pruitt being relieved due to the recruiting and irregularities and unpermissible payments to the players, and it's really bad right now. You know, a lot of players are going in the transfer portal. I seen tonight Henry Toa and Eric Gray, Jameer Johnson. That's just, of course, the other players that we've had coming in before all this happened. We had close to about 20 enter the portal. So it's not good for Tennessee. This is I guess the lowest of the low.
Yeah, I think the only thing, I obviously wouldn't condone cheating, but if we're going to cheat to go 3-7, that's not good. Surely if we could cheat, we'd do better than 3-7. I don't know who the next guy's going to be, but I would hope my kids get to see some winning football at Tennessee. You know, even these guys that are in high school right now, they've never really seen what I saw growing up. So just hope we get it right and hope we get that program moving in the right direction.
Right, 3-7, you know, losing season's bad enough, and you compound it with illegal recruiting, and you get caught, and just makes it twice as worse. So I've always prided myself on Tennessee football. You know, growing up, I was always proud. You know, Tennessee was a pretty clean program. You know, as far as never got in trouble, really. Maybe some minor things, but never nothing like this. And I just think it's a shame. I hate to see Coach Fulmer go out this way as athletic director, retiring, and you know, no wrongdoing on his part as athletic director, but you know, he is head of the program. You know, he's Jeremy Pruitt's boss, and I'm sure he feels some of the blame as well for this happening. And we just got to get it right. You know, we got to get it right. You know, Coach Fulmer hired Coach Pruitt about 3 years ago, and you know, we had a pretty good season last year. Had the winning streak at the end of the year, and won the first two this year, and it just fell apart. And but you can't be illegal recruiting like this. Definitely not. You got to run a clean program.
I think you got it right. We have got to get this next one right. I'm not a football guy. Coach Pankey, I get to watch him every Friday night. I've learned a ton from him, but this next one's got to be right for this program to start moving forward.
Any other questions or comments? Caller? I think she's dropped off. Thank you for your call, caller.
No, I just say that they better get right or get left. So, y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, you too. Thank you. Thanks for calling in, caller. And right now we're going to go ahead and take another break. We'll be right back in a little bit with Coach Nara Moore, and you're watching the Locker Room Chat.
At OEB Law, our home is your home. And your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. Giving back and helping out whenever needed. OEB Law is proud to be from East Tennessee. OEB Law feels like home.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We'll buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. Rome Metals Group, we treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Herman and Rockwood.
Life is made of moments. Moments to share. Moments that are special. And those that are everyday. How do we meet these moments for over 2 million people across 23 counties in East Tennessee? We will meet them not as just a group of hospitals, but as one community of care. Because this is about you, and it's about time. Covenant Health, for every moment.
At Earl F. Subaru, providing exceptional customer service is what we do best, and we've got the awards to prove it.
We've been recognized as Tennessee's only 9-time winner of the Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. And again this year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. At Earl F. Subaru, we're more than just a car lot. We're a retailer you can love and one that gives back to local causes. Check out our reviews that come to Earl F. Subaru.
Take I-40 to exit 356 to our brand new location on Gallagher Road in Kingston, or see our online specials at duffsubaru.com.
Muncie Pharmacy is your locally owned hometown pharmacy. They accept most insurances, so why go to the large chain pharmacies when you get better customer service at Muncie Pharmacy? Have a special prescription that needs compounding? Muncie Pharmacy can handle those needs as well. Muncie Pharmacy has a drive-thru for your convenience and offers free delivery in the Oak Ridge area. And don't forget the gifts that we have available for all occasions.
Here at Muncie Pharmacy, we take the time to know you and treat you like family.
Player too.
Okay. Welcome back into the Locker Room Chat as we are visiting with the head coach of the Kingston Yellow Jackets, Coach Nara Moore. And before we get back to Coach Nara Moore, the TSSAA issued some statements yesterday concerning the restrictions of spectators in high school sports, and the Governor Bill Lee, he's put out another executive order. I think this one's executive order number 74. But we still have, he's extended the restrictions to February the 27th, which limits fans. But he's also he's allowing now for grandparents and teachers to be able to attend the games. So that's a plus. That's
a big plus for us. The grandparents, they've been watching these kids since they were 5. especially in our situation with all these seniors. They're dying to get in there. And anytime we can get more family in there, it's awesome. We love to have the cheerleaders and the students. Glad the teachers will be able to come, but anybody else that we can get in there, safely, we're excited about it. I know our seniors and our juniors are super excited about having their grandparents show up this week.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't realize that when they just said parents. I didn't really think about the grandparents, but yeah,
these grandparents. They're like, when you get all these kids playing all these sports and driving everywhere, these grandparents have been driving them to games and showing up and taking them to practice, and they're a part of this too. And I'm so glad they're going to finish the year with us.
Mm-hmm. Also, Bernard Childress, executive director of TSSAA. I noticed last week mentioning the state tournament for the boys and the girls, and plus in the public and the private sector. Right now, Middle Tennessee State's been hosting the public, and I believe it's Lipscomb College been hosting the private. But Bernard Childress, he's looking into this, and right now, like Middle Tennessee and Lipscomb, they're not really committing to these state tournaments down the road. So Childress is looking in to make possibly, looks like a pretty good chance, maybe having the state tournament at some high schools in Rutherford County.
Yeah, they've got some really nice high schools in Rutherford County. When I was at Sparta, we were in that league with Riverdale and Oakland, so those gyms are awesome. Siegel's awesome. I heard the Rockville's nice too. So before we move on, I got one more guy. I was trying to make sure I talked about all my guys, and Bryson Bowles is a starter for us. He's in that basketball guy category. He actually transferred from Rockwood a couple years ago. He is a vital piece to what we do. He's a great kid. Love to have him. He's by far our charge leader, and by far one of those guys that everybody really likes to watch in Kingston.
He does all the dirty work.
He's our dirty guy. He's that guy, and he's that guy that everybody likes to play with those type guys. He's unselfish. His number one objective is to help find us a way to win. So, we're glad Bryson's here, and he's definitely a part of our program.
Okay. All righty. We got a couple more calls. Let's go ahead and take them. Locker room chat. You're on the air.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, dude. Did y'all feel bad for me? So my own kids had to call in?
I have a comment and question.
All right, let's hear it, dude.
My comment is I think you're a great coach.
Thank you, man.
And my question is, when did you decide to be a coach?
When did I decide to be a coach? I think I decided to be a coach in about 7th or 8th grade. My hero at the time was Mike Snow, my middle school coach. I thought he hung the moon. Wanted to be Coach Snow, and had Thin Man came along in high school. I got to play for a great coach in Coach Sitzler at the high school. Thin Man was a part of our program every single day, who passed away here this past month. And then Coach Nesbitt, I got to play for 3 really good coaches, and had Thin Man kind of encourage me, and I think that led me into coaching.
Okay.
Hey, I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Is this Trey?
This is Trey, yes, our 8-year-old.
Hey, Trey, you have a game coming up this weekend?
On Saturday, yes.
You got a game Saturday?
I do too.
How's your team doing this year?
Good.
Doing good? How many, you been scoring any points?
Yeah.
Thank you all for calling. I appreciate it.
Daddy. Daddy.
See you, Tyson.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's cool.
Thank you all for calling in, Trey and Tyson. Let's take the next call. Locker room chat, you're on the air.
Yeah, I had a question for Coach Naramore.
All right, go ahead, caller.
How do you manage your playing time with that much talent?
Well, the good news is Tyler Brown is my assistant. Zach Eason sits back there, and they try to manage it as best we can. It's tough. When you got a bunch of good players, it's a great problem to have. But I think Coach Brown has kind of figured out a little rotation that kind of works for us. We adjust it with foul trouble situations. But I'm telling you one thing, in my spot, to have that many guys that can play, it's an awesome deal, and makes it way easier in my seat when somebody behind me is good enough and capable enough and been around long enough to worry about that stuff, so I can just manage the game.
Okay. So, what about how active are you in colleges recruiting?
A little bit. It's crazy when they start calling about kids. It's funny how they all ask about the same things. They ask about academics. They ask about character. They already know the kids can play. After academics and character, they always want to know, can they rebound their position and can they defend their position? The highlight clips take care of themselves. They know the kids can play. The next step for me is, I'm the one that's with them every day. I know them probably better than anybody else outside of their family. A lot of the recruiting thing for basketball is moved to the AAU circuit. But I think college coaches have some high school guys they go to that they trust. And, I think these guys that are in our junior and senior class right now are really pushing our program out there forward. And hopefully this is a continuing thing where people are calling asking about our kids.
All right, one more quick one is, what's your coaching philosophy?
My coaching philosophy is, I think to try to develop our kids from young boys to grown men. I think that's something that this senior class, I've got to watch them mature and grow up. At this point with this group of seniors, I can just go sit over there with them and just kind of hang out because they have grown up so much. Philosophy-wise on the court, we're driving space. We play fast. We try to do everything as fast as we possibly can. And, that's not going to change. With our young guys, we've got some young guards that are capable and willing, and look forward to coaching those guys in the next couple of years.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Take care.
Good luck rest of the year.
Thank you for calling in, caller. And Coach Naramore, you mentioned some of your coaches that you've had growing up, Coach Nesbitt and coaches, who was some
Coach
other?
Snow in middle school, Coach Sitzer at the high school.
What about coaches in college or maybe even pros? Any of those coaches you try to emulate or, look up to, maybe try to incorporate some of their...
Yeah, we, Coach Nesbitt and I, Coach Norris at Webb. Doug Novak is a name not everybody knows. Just some of the hardcore basketball guys know. He's been around. He's been to Tulane. He's up north right now. He comes in a couple times a year, and last, I guess 2 summers ago, we got to sit down with him. But Doug Novak would be that guy.
Is he at? Where's he at right now?
If you wouldn't ask me, I could have told you.
Okay. I've heard that name.
I'll think of it in a minute.
Okay, we got another call. Let's go ahead and take it. Log room chat, you're on the air.
Hey.
Hey, caller. Go ahead, Anthony.
When we play you guys?
When does Clinton play Kingston?
Yeah.
They don't play. They won't play this year unless they just get together and go down to the lakefront or somewhere and play. But they're in different classification also, so we're not scheduled to play them. But we'd like to play them. That'd be a good matchup, I think.
I think it will too. All right then.
Got any other questions?
Nah.
For Coach Naramore?
Nah.
All right, thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye.
That was Anthony. He's one of the biggest Dragon fans. That'd be a good matchup, Clinton and Kingston. I'd pay to see that. Let's go ahead and take this next call. Locker room chat, you're on the air.
Hey, Sleepy, you got a good one sitting over there next to you.
I recognize that voice.
Yes, sir, I do. Mr. Grief?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm going to tell you something. You know, Cole brought up one name there a little while ago, Mike Snow. Mike and I were real good friends. He came down to Chattanooga to play basketball, and I was basketball manager. And we with him down at Chattanooga, and Mike was one of the parts of that national championship run that Chattanooga did back in the mid-'70s.
Is that the Chattanooga Moccasins you're talking about?
Yep. Talk about the Moccasins. They won that national championship game back in, I believe it was 77.
Yeah, Coach Snow's meant a lot to a bunch of us. You know, when you coach somewhere at the same school for almost 30 years, you get to impact, 3 different generations. So, I'm 37 years old, and, a couple of these seniors are 17 and 18 years old. We were talking about the same stories, He used to tell us that we couldn't guard his grandmother. He used to tell us we couldn't guard a stop sign, and he did it for 25 to 30 years. So just a guy we all love, and, we'd run through a wall for that guy.
And I know one person that you probably called your name several times. I wish he was here. My dad probably called your name when you played at Rockwood, when Kingston came down Rockwood and played.
Oh, yeah, I definitely remember him on the PA.
Yeah, he did it for 57 years, and he probably has got some real good stories on Kingston and Rockwood, especially one back, I think it was back in the 60s, when I think it was like a single-digit game. I think it was like maybe 9-4 or 9-6 or something like that. But Dad could probably tell you a lot of stories.
Colt, did you play football for Kingston?
No, I never played. I actually played basketball and golf. That's another thing at Kingston, man. We've got a golf program that's unbelievable. It's been that way for a long time. We've got a couple state championships under our belt. These kids that are playing right now are fixing to go get another one next year. Coach Neal, Coach Harden do an excellent job with that golf program, and I'm glad you guys brought that up.
How's your brother doing playing golf?
Ed, he's retired. He's doing well. He's the assistant coach at Tennessee for the Lady Vols. Actually just had a little girl the other day. Little Mia showed up. So he's got 2 kids now, lives off Hardin Valley, and he's a Vol for sure, but he's a Yellow Jacket at heart, I promise.
Well, good luck to the rest of the season, and hope you can go real far in the playoffs.
Thanks, Ed. I appreciate you calling.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah.
Did your dad do PA for basketball too?
He did it. There's like 20 plus plaques hanging up in this house that he did it. He did it off and on. I know he did it continuously from, I believe, 1990, mid-90s till 2010 till he retired. And he did some back in the mid-60s and early 70s, and then he gave it up after that. But he still was involved with basketball over the years.
Well, I didn't know that. I thought he just did football. That's great. I'm sure he called Colt's name out.
I'm pretty sure because he was still.
Thanks, Ed.
Colt, yeah, Colt. Good luck to you, bud.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
See ya.
Well, Ed Grief calling in from Rockwood, so good to hear from him. We've got about 10 minutes left in the show. Any more calls, please call in. Trying to get Chase Clem, asked him to call in, but you want to talk about your brother. He's a assistant golf coach for the Lady Vols.
Yeah, my brother's big time. He played golf at Middle Tennessee State. Obviously played at Kingston. Won the state junior there as a senior, I'm pretty sure. Full ride to MTSU. Went on the pro tour, a couple of mini tours for almost 10 years. And that's a tough environment to survive on. To make it 10 years out there is unreal. Anybody around here knows how good he is. Now he's moved on to the coaching side. and landed that assistant job at Tennessee for the Lady Vols. It fits right into what he does. He loves the game. He gets to stay local there in Knoxville. His wife works in Maryville. So getting to keep him close is good. Our kids are going to grow up together, so looking forward to that. Obviously, I said a minute ago, we got a new addition there with Mia last week. So he's got two, I've got two, and we're working on a full squad here for basketball.
So did you golf in high school, you said?
Yeah, man, that's I guess this is my only crowning achievement above Chase in golf would be, I was a part of 2 state championship teams, a very small part, I might add, but a part of them. I always tell everybody I was the worst player on the best team, but we got 2 state championships out of it, and kudos to all my buds that have graduated, and they're pretty much spread out everywhere now, but that golf program's, it's taken off. It's just rolling right now. So looking for that next state championship in golf next year.
Right. We've had Kingston had them in here the last couple of years, the golf team, and coaches come in and bring their players. And
no, yeah, man. It's just, most of us Kingston kids that play golf, we grew up at Lakeside. And Lakeside Golf Course has been really good to us. It's still good to our kids that are playing there now. I promise you, if you go out there, like this afternoon, I'd bet on a bunch of Yellow Jackets out there practicing, getting ready for next year.
We talked about Jonathan Cox. He helps host the locker room scoreboard show on Friday nights. You used to take him to school on the links.
He's taken me to school quite a few times. We've played a ton, played a ton of golf, a ton of basketball. We still keep in touch. He was the assistant at Fulton for a long time. He's at FBA now. The Nairmores and the Cox boys have been buddies for a long time, and hopefully that keeps going.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk a little bit more about your team. What's your goals this year for the Yellow Jackets?
I think, for me, I want this thing to go as long as we can go. I want to coach these guys as long as I get to. It's just that group that you get attached to, and I'm definitely attached to these guys. And, as long as we can run, I'll run with these guys. Win, lose, or draw, we're always together. But, goals-wise, Murfreesboro would be unbelievable, but not out of sight, which is the key for me. It's a stretch for a lot of people. It's a goal, and I think everybody in our locker room believes. So, as a coach, when you got a whole locker room that believes we can do it, we just show up, in that district tournament, in that region tournament, and see what happens. But I like betting on the Jackets.
Right, it's special when you have a group of seniors like you have this year, and it's just great to watch them. I know Clinton last year had 6 seniors, and they were all real close, and you just don't want to see it end.
Yeah.
And you want to see them be as successful as they can be, and but it's just it's really great when you have a class like that.
Yeah, just just showing up to practice every day, watching film, hanging out in the locker room. I've probably spent as much time with those seniors that have my own kids during basketball season over the last 4 years. And, when you spend that much time and you put that much into it, it makes the wins that much better. It makes the losses hurt real bad. But the good thing is, we're going to show up to practice tomorrow and get ready for Scott High. As a coach, it's just fun to be around them and to get to coach them and to watch them grow up to young men has been unbelievable.
What about coaching against, you got some really traditional powers in your district, Fulton, Coach Jody Wright, talk a little bit about him.
Yeah, man, this district, the coaching is unbelievable in my opinion. I'm probably at the bottom, which is okay because our district's really good. Jody Wright's a legend. Everybody knows that. At Alcoa, Ryan Collins is unbelievable. He's been there a couple of years now. Does a great job. Marcus Stanton at Austin East is the nicest guy around. He's a super good dude. And Jordan Jefferson at Scott High could coach anywhere. I believe that with all my heart. And what I like about this district is if you don't play well, you get beat. But every night when you do play well, you got a chance to win. So, coaching against these guys just pushes yourself and challenges yourself. And, we just look forward to every district game. And Friday night at Scott High is about as fun as it gets for us.
What is the toughest place to play, you think, for you yourself going in?
At Fulton is tough. at Alcoa is tough. At Scott High is tough. If I had to pick the toughest place, I'd say Fulton's tough. That place, Jody Wright Arena, with all those banners and all those state championships, that's a tough environment. This year, I just wish the fans were there this year. This would be the year that, I think the team we have kind of feeds off their energy and would benefit greatly from a tough, tomorrow night, or Friday night, if we were going to Scott High, you wouldn't be able to get a ticket in there. The fire marshal would shut it down. And, that part's missing. So you got to kind of create your own energy. And so far this year, we've done a pretty good job of that.
Talk about your staff. You mentioned some of those guys earlier with the caller called in. Who's your staff?
Yeah, Zach Easton's our first-year assistant coach. He really takes care of our young guys and kind of sits on our bench in my ear all the time. Tyler Brown's been my guy for as long as he's been to Kingston. I'll never forget Cam Harden calling me, one of our players, about a long time ago, said, hey, we've got a new youth pastor at the Grove, and his name's Tyler Brown. He's a basketball guy. I met him at a Subway there in town, and I think I hired him in the first 3 minutes. He's been great for our program. Not only that, he's been great for our town. He's one of us now, and hopefully he's here for as long as we can keep him.
Also, I ran across something. I was looking on the web today, and Connie Gwynn, longtime Kingston girls coach. Go ahead and talk about her. I know she won over 500 games, and
she's a legend. She's one of a kind. There's nobody better. She's the nicest lady on earth.
She's retired now, right?
She's actually retired from coaching. She's still teaching special education at Rome County High. She's excellent in the classroom. She's a first-rate human being. I've learned so much. I miss working with her every day, but she's always there if I need her. Yesterday, I sent her a text. I said, hey, I need some help with setting up the PA stuff. All she sends back is done. She's that kind of person. And you talk about a Kingston person that's Kingston through and through. Connie Gwynn is a Kingston human being, and we love her and we're proud of her and miss her on the sidelines.
We got a little bit left in the show. What's your, I know you're assistant principal and athletic director and head basketball coach, but what is your plans for the future? Do you know you'd like to go into administration full-time?
Admin thing, I'm full-time admin right now. I just got started into full-time. That's definitely my future. But this coaching bug I hadn't shaken yet. These guys you get attached to, and obviously, and our young guys, I can't wait to get with them too. And I guess at one point that's going to quit for me, but right now it hasn't. So a little combination of admin and coaching. As long as I'm in Kingston, I'll be fine.
Well, Coach Naramore, I really appreciate you coming in, and we got a little bit time left in the show, but upcoming games, you're at Scott Friday night, and then next week?
Next week, tough week, at Alcoa on Monday night, at Meggs on Tuesday night, and then home for Austin East next Friday night. So it doesn't get any easier. It never does, and we don't want it to. So just looking forward to showing up and watch our kids compete. 30 seconds.
Okay, we've been visiting with Coach Colt Naramore, the Kingston Yellow Jackets, and Colt, really appreciate you coming in here tonight and talking about your team, and I want to wish you the best of luck the rest of the way and hope you get the gold ball.
Thank you all. Go Jackets.
You've been watching the Locker Room Chat. Appreciate all the calls. We'll see you next week.
I just keep